So today I thought I'd make a video on something that's very common for yoga teachers, for anyone who practices asana really, is discomfort. If you're a yoga teacher or a yoga student, you're going to face discomfort. If you're a student, you're going to face discomfort doing asana at some point, and you're going to have to face up to that. If you're a yoga teacher, you're going to have to face discomfort on many different levels. And you can't help people without being uncomfortable sometimes, because you don't immediately know what people are looking for when you start to help them. You have to figure it out. And that only comes with trying and making mistakes and just learning. So I want to give you a few insights that come with teaching yoga online. Teaching yoga online is just layers of discomfort. And that's okay, because like I teach in my yin practices, what we want is sweet discomfort, okay? Sweet discomfort is a beautiful thing. What it does is it's a safe space for you to grow and to develop and to experiment and to explore. But if you're too busy avoiding discomfort, it's just never going to happen. You're never going to grow. You're never going to raise your rates. You're never going to attract new students. You're never going to develop online. You're never going to enhance your teaching because you're too afraid of being uncomfortable. And discomfort is part of the process. And too often, people mistake discomfort for uncomfort. And what part of the path says, oh, you should never be uncomfortable, you should never have discomfort? There's no part of that, right? Now in physical asana, yeah, it's a little bit different. If something is uncomfortable to the point of causing you pain sensations like stinging, stabbing, shooting, numbing, pains, fine. But if you're trying to teach online, if you're trying to teach people and you get scared of a little bit of discomfort, I got hard news for you. It's just never going to happen. You're never going to grow, right? And the irony is you're never actually going to help anyone, because in order for them to grow, you need to be uncomfortable. You need to experience discomfort. And that's just part of the process. And that's okay. I want to tell you today, it's okay to experience uncomfort and discomfort, okay? Discomfort is slightly past comfort, right? I'm trying something new. I'm not so sure if it's exactly right, but I've still got a little bit of courage and I'm going to keep trying. Uncomfort is when you are like, wow, this is like a lot more than I thought I could handle in the moment. And I gotta say, there's just no way around these. It's the cold, hard truth. And if you're not willing to lean into those emotions, don't expect to help people. Because if you can only help people with where you're at, that's not going to be very many people who are exactly where you are. If you want to teach online, you're going to have to get used to being in a place of discomfort. Discomfort with learning the tech, discomfort with doing copywriting, discomfort with being seen on camera, discomfort with not getting content, not getting views, not getting likes, not getting shares or comments or whatever. You're going to have to get used to discomfort of building new systems. You're going to have to get used to discomfort of people not being okay with your price. You're going to have to get used to the discomfort of offering something for sale when people may not have the money for it. Those are all things. And guess what? None of those things make you a bad person. None of those things make you a bad teacher. None of those things make you someone who you shouldn't be. It just means you haven't found the right people who are a match yet. That's it. There's nothing fancy about it. There's no big, deep philosophical meaning. It just means you haven't found someone who's a match yet, and you probably still have some work to do on your value. Defining value as a yoga teacher is a very big challenge for a lot of teachers because they're very clear on what the overall value of yoga is, but they have no understanding of what the value they deliver is. And that's the difference. Yoga, yeah, it has a lot of value. It has a lot of transformation. But unless you want to be a yoga school, there's no point going around and just repeating the asana, pranayama, meditation, nidra techniques. That's being a yoga school, right? So this thing of, I'm not gonna do it because I don't feel ready or because I don't feel comfortable, you're gonna always be stuck in this place of $5, $10 yoga classes. And that's not where you want to be, because honestly, it's not about the money, but you can't thrive at that level. You just can't. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to learn how to help people in a deeper, more meaningful way, right? Discomfort is a beautiful thing. And the irony is, I see so many teachers who are fearful of discomfort and at the same time preach that when they're in asana or when they're doing some kind of inner work, that they should be facing their fears and facing their doubts and facing the problems that they have in life. But the moment we get into a little bit more discomfort, especially as teachers, we're backing off and we're saying, you know what, this is too much. How does that help people? How does that help your students? How does that show that you are leading on this path of yoga? Because guess what? The whole thing is filled up with obstacles, objections, uncomfort, discomfort, change. It's not going to change. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you make $50 a month or $5,000 or $50,000. You're still going to experience discomfort. You're still going to have to do things you don't want to do. You're still going to have to get out there and face everything that you have to do in your life, right? So how do you move past all of this? Number one, you recognize when you start to feel discomfort. And instead of running away or saying, I don't feel like it right now, that's just code for I'm never going to do it. Instead of doing those things, instead of avoiding, instead of procrastinating, instead of running away, you sit there and you do it. It's the hardest part, but it's one of the tallest challenges and calls for yoga teachers. You are the one as the yoga teacher who is setting the path. And guess what? When you do something that involves you being a little bit uncomfortable or experiencing some discomfort, it's okay to sit there. Sit there in the emotion. Why do you want to leave? Why do you feel uncomfortable? Why do you feel like you shouldn't do this anymore just because you feel like it's a little bit uneasy? Okay? Because I can tell you, just like in asana, if you lean into that emotion for a little bit, if you hold space for it, it's an excellent opportunity to check in with your breath, which is likely either A, being held, B, shortened, or C, not being paid attention to, probably all three. But when you check in with the breath and you focus on your exhale and you face the one step that's in front of you, not the whole path, not all the actions, just the one step, you'll find that you can do it. If you'd like to learn how to lean into discomfort, I want you to click the link below. I've got a free workshop that will show you how to move past the discomfort of teaching yoga online, earning your worth, getting comfortable with social media, and making this a wonderful journey that allows you to have the freedom you've been looking for. I'll see you inside the workshop.